I've lost 30 kilos, and so I would lose 10 kgs, I would gain 12 back. I would lose 8 kgs, I would gain 8 back. Since childhood, I wanted to become a pilot. I was fascinated by planes, and I was the youngest female pilot there who graduated. And that's when I knew that, I don't just like it, I also enjoy it. But as soon as it became a job, when I was training for it, I was having fun. But as soon as it became a job, I realized that, oh my God, it's tough. It's tough because you have to wake up in the middle of the night sometimes. Sometimes you've landed at, 6, 7 a.m. And I put on a lot of weight. It's a very interesting story because a client triggered that. Are you sure the plan will work? If it's so foolproof, if you're so sure that it's going to work, why don't you try it? And I had no answer for that. And that's when I decided, I'm like, come what may. No other client of mine should have a doubt on my program. To all the entrepreneurs out there, or people who are wanting to become an entrepreneur, this is something you have to fix in your brain.
What is the core issue with people?
But because people can't see it until it's too late, people don't prioritize it. Nutrition is really the core of health and wellness and well-being.
So let me ask you this controversial question.
You need carbohydrate and protein to build a good quality muscle. My guru mantra is very simple. If you're starting a fitness or a health journey or a diet or an exercise routine, the change that you're looking for.
Hello everyone. Before we dive into today's episode, I just want to take a quick moment to say thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being part of this journey. Whether you have watched one episode or 100, dropped a comment or shared it with a friend, your support means a lot to us. Because of you, we are now going global, recorded episode across 4 countries and 7 cities. And yes, we just hit our 100th episode. If you have been loving the content and want to see more powerful stories of career transformation and life fulfillment, do us a quick favor. Subscribe to the channel. Share this podcast with at least 10 people. And drop a comment telling us which guest you'd love to see next on Let's Talk Clarity. Let's keep spreading clarity and hope, one story at a time. I'm Rakesh Mathuria, your coaching business mentor and host of the Let's Talk Clarity podcast. Now, sit back and enjoy the episode.
Welcome to Let's Talk Clarity podcast, and today we are in Dubai. Yes, again, last year also recorded, and this year also we are here in Dubai, and we are having very special guest with us, and one of the craziest career transformations she has done, from pilot to nutritionist, and from India to Dubai. But before everything else, let's welcome Nupur on the show. Welcome, Nupur.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here, and I'm so thankful that you thought about me, and I really appreciate this platform where I'm now going to share my journey.
So thank you so much actually for sparing the time and coming for the podcast. And I would love to hear the real story about how you transform your career from pilot to nutritionist. But before that, let me ask you that you chose a career of pilot. So let's start from there. Why you chose becoming a pilot, and later we'll discuss how you transform your career from pilot and why. So, but before that, why pilot?
Because since childhood, I wanted to become a pilot. So whenever my parents or my relatives used to ask me that, what do you want to become when you grow up? Usually they ask children, right? So since childhood, I wanted to become a pilot. I was fascinated by planes, and the thought of myself flying a plane one day just fascinated me. So
Wow. At what age, if you can remember?
maybe like when I was 7, 8 years old. And I had so many planes. So whoever used to get a gift for me or toys, they knew that, if they get me a airplane, I'm going to be very happy. So it was a childhood dream which manifested into reality. And one thing led to another. I cleared my entrance exam after my 12th grade and I went to Philippines. I did flying school and I was the youngest female pilot there who graduated because graduation over there is on the number of hours you complete. So I was the youngest female pilot to do it in the shortest span of time actually. So just at 20 years old, I was flying as a co-pilot, which was like a dream for me.
The dream which we have been means living from last 12, 13 years.
Yes.
And yes. And how was your experience means during the training? Actually, dream is one thing, but getting into it and becoming a
Correct.
youngest and you completed in record time.
Yeah.
So that must be also a challenge.
Yeah, it was not challenge. It was not challenging because I loved it. So when I went there, they taught us how to fly first with an instructor. Then after the instructor has confidence on you, they let you go alone.
Okay, they will certify that you can go
You can
alone.
fly alone.
Yeah.
So it's called solo flight. And I was the youngest female pilot also to get my solo in just 7 hours. So I just flew with my instructor for 7 hours. I think per flight is an hour. So in 7 days, I was flying the smaller planes alone.
Okay.
And that's when I knew that, I don't just like it, I also enjoy it because you have to take care of the technicalities. Safety is also priority. And when you're alone, you're the only, safe person for yourself. Like you're the one who is going to ensure that you are safe. There's no instructor and sometimes it can get scary. So initially it was scary, but when it was my first solo flight, I still remember. So all the instructors used to come out and stand there on the runway. All your friends, all your
They will
classmates.
support for support. Yeah.
Yes.
For the first
So
solo. Okay.
whenever someone's flying solo, they spread the word that the solo is happening. Everyone will come there. They are waiting for you when you land. So they put eggs on you. They put water on you. It's
Okay,
a
on your head.
celebration.
Yes, I saw some of the reels. Yeah.
It's a celebration. So they are waiting. All the instructors are waiting. So my first time flying solo, I was literally shivering.
Okay.
And then my instructor said, listen, don't worry, you're ready. Just trust me. And he was a very nice teacher. So I had full faith in him. So when I heard those words, I was like, okay, he's saying it. He will not put my life in danger because he's my teacher. So I was like, okay, I just took like 4, 5 deep breaths. And then I'm like, just focus. You just have to take off and land. And the entire thing takes maybe like 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. It's like a small circuit. So I'm like, okay, don't get scared. You got this. You're going to do it. You're going to land safely. And then I just took off. And when I flew, all the fear went away. And then I actually enjoyed it. And then I landed, and then all my friends were waiting there with eggs. So yeah, the journey from dream to it becoming reality, it was not very difficult because I actually enjoyed flying.
Okay. Okay. And then means let us take us through means you started you became a pilot and it was your dream job. It was your means for so many years you are thinking about becoming a pilot and you started this journey. Then why you left?
So why I left is a long story. I was flying, and like most 20, 21 years old, I was living my dream. But as soon as it became a job, when I was training for it, I was having fun. But
Okay.
as soon as it became a job, I realized that, oh my God, it's tough. It's tough because you have to wake up in the middle of the night sometimes. Sometimes you've landed at 6, 7 a.m. So the entire day, and you haven't slept. So you have to learn to sleep in sunlight or daylight, which for me is very difficult. Even if the room is dark, my body somehow knows that outside it's not. So I can't sleep. And that led for me to have some health issues, which were very minor. But again, those health issues increased over the years.
Okay.
So I was diagnosed with PCOS, which is a very common disease now in young women and women of all age actually. And I put on a lot of weight.
Okay.
So I started putting on a lot of weight because of the lifestyle, because of not being able to sleep on time properly, and the food was erratic. And it all showed, in the form of increased weight and PCOS. But I was still going to continue. I was still going to, make it work. But this was in Philippines. In 2012, my dad passed away, and that's when I had to come back to India. And that's when I took a 6-month sabbatical. So for 6 months, I was just being at home in Pune. Pune is my hometown. So being at home, eating a healthy diet, like ghar ka khana, being with my mom. My mom does yoga very regularly. She works out in the gym. She goes for hiking. So she is actually my inspiration also in a way. So 6 months of doing that, and I already started seeing amazing results. So then what happened is, because I had gone for my pilot's training just after my 12th grade, like my mom, all Indian parents, are obsessed with their kids having a degree. So my mom is like, now that you are back, why don't you just do a degree? Because by then I had decided I'm not going back to flying because I had to take care of my dad's work and I enjoyed working there. And then I decided the pilot life is not for me. So that's when my mom said, why don't you do a degree? And that's when I decided that, I don't think this life is for me. I don't think I enjoy being a pilot when it becomes a job. So I came back, I got my first degree, my bachelor's in biotechnology. And then I did my master's in nutrition and dietetics. And then I've done diplomas in sports nutrition, diabetes, gut health, hormones. The list is
So many
never ending. And here I am, 11 years later. I'm working as a nutritionist full time in Dubai. And that's my journey. That's my career change journey.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. But here, let me ask you this question because it has come very beautifully that you liked flying, you were a pilot, but as a lifestyle, as a career, it
Yeah.
was not suiting to your lifestyle or
Yeah.
your way of living.
Yeah.
So here, it is very important that if right from childhood, if you like something, it is not that will suit you as a lifestyle in your career. So it is very good to take that decision at the right time
Yeah.
and switch career in which the means your lifestyle and everything will suits you.
Yes.
What will be your take on this? Means
I absolutely agree because I think more than suiting your lifestyle, is it suiting your health? Your health is your real wealth. A lot of people forget that. They give priority to the wrong things, like they will prioritize their job, they will prioritize overworking or not sleeping, or, nowadays hustle culture is so much into, people are so much into hustle culture that it's being awarded that, oh my God, you work so many hours. Wow, you're such a workaholic. But that's nothing to be proud of. If you don't have health, you have nothing. And I can confidently say this because I've been working with clients for the past 11 years now. And I have so many clients who regret their decisions that they've made in their 20s, 30s, 40s, now in their 60s and 70s. When they come to me, they're like, so I like to talk to all my clients and it's like a very friendly rapport. So I ask them, what's your biggest regret in life? And they're like, I didn't find someone like you earlier in life. Because had I done that, my life would be so much different now. So, your career, everything you do in life should suit your health. Because what we understand is we have one body. This body is going to be there for you from the first day of your life till the last day of your life. And it's your responsibility to take care of it. So a lot of people forget that. They prioritize their job, they prioritize, obviously, because it pays. You also have to earn money, but don't forget the primary goal. So I think that should be how you should look at things.
Yes, yes. And I totally agree with that. That we should prioritize health also, because we are not having any backup plan for the body. It is only one body, one life. And so let's come back to your career as a nutritionist. And as a pilot, you earn very good money. Yeah, flying hours and all. And then starting as a zero, as a nutritionist, as a own solo entrepreneur or businessman, it's a completely different ball game. So how you maneuver those things?
I mean, back then when I started my entrepreneurial journey from zero, when I started my business, obviously the business has evolved now because, 11 years of doing something, you expertise and you just keep going. So I was initially very scared, but today I can say that I give so much gratitude to the God and universe that I'm so happy I'm not stuck there, because not just monetarily, my life has progressed in every aspect. Because being an entrepreneur and versus doing a job, right? And that's the scary part, that you think, oh my gosh, what if I never become successful, or what if I never make as much money I'm making? But only entrepreneurs know that in a job, you're working for someone else. And if you put those many hours towards your own business, the monetary thing just, is very different. It's a different level of earnings. But more than earnings, it's also job satisfaction. For me, I think I don't do anything for money. I cannot, because I'm not that type of a person. Whatever I do professionally, I need to have job satisfaction. And for me, my job satisfaction is when I lost 30 kilos.
30 kilos.
Yes.
Okay.
I've lost 30 kilos. And during that journey, when I was not a nutritionist, when I had gained the weight, when I was a pilot, when I had gotten PCOS, I was doing one unsustainable thing after the other. So I would lose 10 kgs, I would gain 12 back. I would lose 8 kgs, I would gain 8 back. So I would always gain back the weight that I lost. Until I became a nutritionist, I lost 30 kilos. I have kept it off. And now I'm helping people achieve a similar transformation. So for me, job satisfaction is when my client comes and tells me that this is the best investment I've made in my life. Or when I see them, like, because I'm working for 11 years now as a full-time nutritionist, I also have clients that have come to me a decade ago. So when they come and speak to me that, Nupur, something that you've taught me might be a very simple lifestyle change, but it has stuck with me and I still follow the habits you taught me. That for me is the ultimate job satisfaction, and that is why I work.
Okay. Great, great. So let's discuss that also, because starting as a nutritionist and getting the first client,
Yeah.
and how to crack that first client, that will be very, very important. That you have lost 30 kg and you are having, means your example to convince people to have a nutritionist. But how to get the first client, and then that testimonial will lead to other. But how you crack that, the first?
Yeah, and let me tell you one interesting fact. When I became a nutritionist 11 years ago, I hadn't lost 30 kilos. So I was still
On the journey.
on the journey and very unfit looking.
Okay.
Not an ideal nutritionist to look at.
Okay.
And I had a very funny story of also why I decided to lose 30 kilos. We'll come back to that later because a client triggered it. But coming to how to crack your first client, right? It's very easy if you know where to look for your clients. So back then, there was no Instagram, there was no internet, and I was obviously seeing clients face to face. So, but marketing has been in this world for
Long time.
a
Yeah.
long time. I mean, forever. So I used to go to gyms. I used to talk to personal trainers, and I used to tell them that, if you know someone who wants to lose weight, just get them in touch with me. And they are like, a lot of nutritionists are coming to us, and why should I? And then I'm like, we can like do a partnership. So I used to send my clients to them, and they used to send my clients to me. So that is one thing where I got my first few clients. And then when I got my first few clients, then their transformations, I would just in my office, print out their before and after transformations. I've used newspapers to put pamphlets in and all those sorts of things. So now I think all the millennials watching will be like, what?
Pamphlets,
What are
newspaper.
pamphlets? Probably उन्होंने देखा भी नहीं होगा. How does a newspaper look like, feel like? Because nowadays everyone's reading the newspaper on their Kindle or on their tabs. So these are some things that I did to get my first
Okay.
clients
Okay.
11 years ago.
So you have told that you are going to the gym and talking to trainers. So it's easier said than done.
It's true.
Going to
Oh
the
my
gym,
gosh.
and then at that point of time, have you not felt that let me go back to pilot?
Of course, every day. Because, see, now that I told you how I got my first clients, I summarized it. It was not that easy. I got rejected 100 times before someone said yes to me. But that's what a true entrepreneur will do. You will not get sad or depressed or give up just because people are telling no 100 times, because maybe 101, 102 is a yes. So, to all the entrepreneurs out there or people who are, wanting to become an entrepreneur, this is something you have to fix in your brain, that no is not for me. I will not take no as an answer, because maybe the next client is going to say yes. So just have a strong mindset around this and don't take no's personally. This I have learned the hard way. If someone is saying no to you, it says nothing about yourself or your service. Don't take no's personally. This one sentence, if you write it on your diary or somewhere on where you see it every day, or mobile wallpaper, this is good enough to make you, have a mindset that is bulletproof. That's what I did. And I used to read a lot of books. So that's how I got to know that, okay, no is submit. Everyone is facing that. Every entrepreneur has faced it. It's not just me. So that makes things much easier. But yes, it is difficult coming from a salary and going to zero. That's why one more advice is, and I didn't do that by the way, have a safety net of, let's say, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. If you have a safety net, then some part of your brain which is worrying, is scared, that will focus into building your, business. So yeah, I think it's scary, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it if you are really serious about your business or your product or whatever it might be.
Hey coaches and want to be coaches, I have a great announcement for you. If you want to start your coaching business or want to level up your coaching business, we are thrilled to announce our formula for building a coaching business through the power of podcasting. It is not just an online course. It's a community of coaches where we meet every week and grow together to build your coaching business along with your podcast. So, click the link to attend my webinar, Podcast Made Easy for coaches, and jump into the Clarity 10x community. Now, enjoy the episode on Let's Talk Clarity.
Let's take this journey forward. And so you started as a nutritionist, gym, and then social media came, and then COVID came.
Yes.
And after the COVID, even let me share my story also. During the
Yes.
COVID, the immunity and losing the weight, so many
Yeah.
things were becoming everywhere. News and everyone was afraid that what will happen in the COVID,
What's next?
whether we'll be able to survive, whether world will be there after the COVID or not. First 2-3 months, it was very scary.
True.
So at that point, I also hired a nutritionist. I'll
Nice.
build my immunity and lost 10 kg. And I could see a lot of people were started reducing the weight. So what was your experience during those days? Or your clients were coming each day, so many, or
Yeah.
like that? How it has happened during COVID?
So it's a very interesting story because that's when my business took off. I was seeing clients one on one. I was in Pune, and when COVID happened, I'm like, how am I going to see my clients now? What's next for my work? Uncertainty again.
Gyms are closed. Everything.
Gyms are closed. People are not allowed to go out. So I moved all my clients to online consulting. So the first things first, I got Google Meet, Zoom, all possible WhatsApp, all possible platforms to make my clients feel that the program hasn't stopped. It doesn't have to stop. But then I had to think about what's next. So I was doing everything, whatever my team is doing today, I was doing everything myself back then. And I just had one person for social media. So she suggested that why don't you, make a website, that way more people, you don't have to be restricted to your city, more people can get to know about you. And I had already lost 30 kilos by then. So a lot of newspapers got in touch with me for an interview. I had done some YouTube interviews. I had done some 2-3 shows on like TV, etc. So I thought maybe it's a good idea, And I leveraged that. I built my website, and that's when I took my business online during COVID. And since then, it has been a great journey to work with clients all over the world, not just in Pune, not just in Mumbai, not just in India, everywhere. And then I moved to Mumbai, and that's how I moved to Dubai to expand my work.
Okay. So here you have just shared about your journey of 30 kg. So let me ask you, how was that journey of losing 30 kg apart from entrepreneur,
Yeah.
your personal journey?
Yes. So, like I said, that it's a very interesting story because a client triggered that. So, I was in Pune. I was working with clients face to face because online consultation wasn't a thing back then. And I think it was 2017 or 18. Now she's a very good friend, this client of mine. But she came to me, and the very first time, it was a first consultation, and I gave her a plan. I explained her everything. I explained her the science behind it. And then she said that, are you sure the plan will work, right? So I'm like, yeah, of course it's going to work. Like, you're going to see the results because all my clients, they see results within the first 7 days. So in the first week, they drop their weight. So I'm like, yeah, within the first 7 to 10 days, you're going to see a change. And she's like, are you really sure? I said, yes, I'm really sure. Just do what I've asked you to. Just follow that. And if you have any questions, you can just reach out to me. So then she said, in a very sugar-coated way, that if it's so foolproof and if you're so sure that it's going to work, why don't you try it? And it was not this direct. It was very in a sugar-coated way. She just asked me, and she didn't want to mock me or anything. She was just curious, and I could see the curiosity. And I had no answer for that. And that's when I decided, I'm like, come what may, no other client of mine should have a doubt on my program. From this moment onwards. And then I decided, and I never looked back. And that's when I started losing 1 kg after the other. And now I don't even weigh myself. So abhi to maybe I've lost more than 30 for sure. I don't have a weighing scale at home.
That's the hack, I think.
Yeah, because weighing scale can be deceiving. So that was the turning point for my own transformation. And now that client is a very good friend of mine. We speak to each other every few months, and we've built a good relationship as well. The client nutritionist relationship has turned into a friendship, but I am so thankful to her. Even today, if I message her, I call, or I'm like, you know what? Thank you so much. So she's like, no, I'm glad, you should in a very joking way, she says, when you post your before and after picture on your Instagram or your website, you should write there, you should give me credits. I'm like, I have zero problems in giving you credits. So that's the story of how
Wow.
I began my transformation.
Okay. And so let's also discuss in India or all over the world.
Yeah.
Means people want to look good. People
Yes.
want to lose weight.
Yes.
Most of the people, but they don't start this
Yes.
journey of fitness or health or nutrition.
Yes.
And if they start 1 month, 2 months, and then after 2 months they go back to their same weight or same health, what is the core issue with people?
So the core issue is very simple. Core issue is priority. People don't prioritize health. People will prioritize spending money on clothes, on food that is making them unhealthy, on alcohol, on sugar, on nonsense stuff. Like online, people are buying things they don't need. I have done it at some point. I know people who do it on a daily basis. But no one will prioritize health because there's also one specific reason for that. Your body, when inflammation starts, when let's say a disease starts, you can't see it, right? Because you can't see it, people don't prioritize it. Had there been a meter, inflammation disease meter, don't you think people would have panicked at the first sign of कि अभी मीटर में नंबर बढ़ रहा है? But because people can't see it until it's too late, people don't prioritize it. I have so many clients that come to me only after the doctor tells them, वेट कम कर लो वरना सर्जरी करनी पड़ेगी, वेट कम कर लो वरना डायबिटीज़ हो जाएगा. Why are you waiting until then? Why don't you prioritize your body before something's wrong? So this is the problem.
Okay, and here let me ask you this simple question: that why they don't prioritize?
I think it's a matter of habits and conditioning. Habits जैसे a lot of people will wake up in the morning. First thing they'll do is have chai or coffee. It's a habit.
Yes, right from childhood they are doing it and they continue it.
And they've seen their parents do it. So conditioning भी हो रहा है and habit भी हो रहा है. This itself is the precursor of diabetes, non-alcoholic fatty liver. India में all these diseases have increased. So I think these two are the problem areas where if you improve your habits and if you forget the conditioning, clean your slate, you can easily adapt to new habits and those habits can stick. So I think these two are the problems we are creating for ourselves.
Okay, and let me ask you this question also. Means even I was also doing it. I understood that yes, I need to prioritize.
Yes.
I need to lose weight, or I need to exercise. I need to do something for my health. But still, it is not happening. What has happened is that right in the morning we have chai, and then we start doing some work. We are busy in making our business work or going to the office or working somewhere, and we are keeping us busy.
Yeah.
And we say that health, let's do next week, let's do next month, let's do on New Year resolution. But somehow it doesn't start for most of the people.
Yeah.
What may be the core reason?
I think laziness and priorities, again, it's a matter of priority.
Yes.
People who want to, they are doing it.
Okay.
People who don't want to, they will find a reason, right?
Yes.
So if you want, you, and also there's an issue of accountability. In a lot of my clients, what I see is because there's no accountability, they don't want to do it. And second thing is they don't know how. Because at the end of the day, it's a lifestyle issue. If you fix your lifestyle, if you make your lifestyle such that I wake up in the morning, I don't have coffee or tea first thing. I'll have something first, maybe soaked nuts or maybe a nimbu pani or
This
a
is for
warm
me
water.
actually. Yeah.
Okay. For everyone.
I need a tea in the morning. Yeah.
And then I'll have my tea, or I'll have breakfast first and then I'll have my tea. This is a lifestyle you have created. This is a habit you have created, and you prioritize that. You are going to do that one day for the rest of your life. You're going to do it every day for the rest of your life. So I think it's also accountability, laziness, and priorities all mixed into one.
Okay, okay, got it, got it. And one more thing, this question, let me ask you that people spend money on their shopping, on
Yes.
their devices, and on alcohol or eating out, but they don't want to spend on nutritionist. They can join the gym. They can pay
Yes.
heavy money for the gym membership for a year. They will not use,
Yes.
and they can go to yoga studio. But with nutritionist, it is very difficult. So how? What is your message for them?
That gym and exercise doesn't make you lose weight. What you eat makes you lose weight. So if you're going to the gym to lose weight, or if you're going to say that, oh, I'm going to go for yoga, I'm going to go running to lose weight, wrong. That's not how science works. If you focus on what you eat, or if you hire a nutritionist, you see results quicker than you see in the gym. A lot of my clients are going to the gym for years, but their body looks exactly the same. They join me, like I said, within the first 10-15 days, they drop weight. So, nutrition is the key to having a healthy body, healthy mind. Because, see, if your gut is healthy, your brain is healthy. How? There's enough science and research to prove now that your gut is connected to your brain through the gut brain axis. So, what you eat is how you think, or what you eat is how you feel. So, the secret of a healthy body, mind, and a disease free body is all nutrition. You can't go to the gym and reverse disease, but you can go to a nutritionist and reverse disease before going to the doctor. Like, I have an amazing program that reverses diabetes for people, reverses non alcoholic fatty liver for people. I've reversed my own PCOS with nutrition and lifestyle. So, there's a PCOS program. A very budding issue now, infertility. We have an infertility program where we teach lifestyle changes, hormone balancing, dietary changes, and people see results before going to a doctor. And a lot of doctors are now recommending that go find a nutritionist to work with. So, nutrition is really the core of health and wellness and well being, whether it's mental health, diseases, or your physical health.
Okay. So let me ask you this controversial question, because nutritionist, if we hire nutritionist, we lose weight, but we also lose muscles and fat. What is your take for that?
So, that's a misconception that when you hire a nutritionist, you lose weight, you lose fat and muscle. There is a way to lose only fat and not muscles. So, also, when you go to a nutritionist, you should first get on a call with them and understand what your goal is. I don't want to lose muscle, I want to build muscle. And one more thing that people fail to understand is the word diet is so misunderstood that we have glorified eating less, we have glorified not eating carbs. If you don't eat carbs, you're going to lose muscle, because a lot of people think muscles are built because of protein. You can do an experiment. if you eat only protein and if you don't eat carbs, you cannot gain muscle. That's not how muscle building science works. You need carbohydrate and protein to build a good quality muscle. So, people who are doing low carb diets, or I see a lot of nutritionists who are giving 1200 calorie diet, no carb diet, their clients obviously are going to lose muscle because you are not eating something that is going to make you put on muscle. So this is the tricky part where you choose who you're going to work with. You need to have a talk, a chat with them. And then you need to self analyze. Is my goal being reached? Am I losing muscle, or am I losing only fat? A very good way to know if you're losing muscle is when you're on a diet, people start telling you not that, hey, you have a glow on your face. अरे आप बीमार लग रहे हो आप, are you sick? Like, this is the first sign that you're losing muscle. Second sign is you start losing hair. Third sign is skin starts looking saggy. So if you lose muscle, these things are happening. If these things are happening, you're doing something wrong. Most of my clients, because we do a in-body or we do a DEXA scan where you come to know exactly how much fat and muscle you have in the body. So my clients put on muscle and lose fat. And that's how I have transformed. So once I've done it for myself, when I lost 30 kilos, and I go to the gym because that's one way of also building muscle mass along with the diet. So now I go to the gym because obviously I want muscle. So I've built a considerable amount of muscle mass as compared to when I was 90 kgs.
How much?
I was
90.
90 kgs. Yeah. And now maybe I'm 50. Like I said, I don't weigh myself. Maybe around 57, 58.
Okay. So this is very important to choose a nutritionist, right nutritionist program. And even it happens with me also. Means in this world, there are a lot of coaches, there are a lot of teachers, a lot of nutritionists. And people also want to choose.
Yeah.
But how to choose a good coach, a good nutritionist? What can be the formula if we can give to someone who is just today morning he woke up or he or she woke up and he or she started that from now onwards I want to have a nutritionist.
Yes.
And want to lose weight, gain muscle, and how can we help him or her to decide which program should they take?
Yeah, it's very easy to choose a nutritionist. First things first, look at the nutritionist. Look what he or she believes in. So like I said, when my client asked me, why are you not doing this diet? That day I decided that my clients should come to me only after they look at me, how I treat my body, how I look, what I eat, and how things should be done.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing. If you go to a nutritionist and everything looks good on paper, get on a call with them. So I offer, like I have a team who does free consultation calls for whoever wants to join, so that they can manage their expectations, that what am I getting? This is not for someone who wants quick results. This is for someone who wants sustainable long-term health and wellness, and a side effect is going to be weight loss.
Okay.
So we don't prioritize weight loss because वो तो inevitably होगा.
Yes.
But what we prioritize is real health and fitness. Like in your old age, आप independent रहोगे, आप fit रहोगे, and you will be strong and fit enough to do everything yourself. Because there's no point in living your old age in a hospital bed and looking like a model in your 30s. क्या फ़ायदा जब आप old age में खुद की प्लेट उठा के आप नहीं रख पा रहे हो, राइट? जिम नहीं जा पा रहे हो. So that is what my programs are about. And that's that type of a nutritionist I am.
Okay, great. Thank you for sharing. And let me ask you this also question, because I took nutritionist plan and worked for 3 months plus 1.5 months maintenance. Yeah,
Yes.
4.5 months. And after that, it stopped. So what you will say to this plan? Because we reduced weight, and then we are not having any nutritionist.
Yes.
What is important is that we should have nutrition throughout our lifetime, or for some time and then leave?
So, like you told me, you lost 10 kgs
10 plus kg.
and you gained some back, right?
Yeah, 4 5 kg again. Yeah.
So, that is a sign that your plan was not sustainable. But that doesn't mean that you need to have a nutritionist for the rest of your life. So, you need a plan that is going to be sustainable for your lifestyle. For example, let me share what I do with my clients. I teach my clients everything I know. So, it's a diet plan, a workout plan, a lifestyle change plan, a longevity and health span plan, yes, but it is a knowledge transfer plan. I teach everything my client, I teach everything there is, I teach everything I know to my clients that they need for sustaining the plan. So let's say you join my program as a client. First, we'll take down all your details. What is your routine look like? What time do you wake up? What time do you sleep? What type of food is made at home? Whether you work out or not, because not all of my clients are going to the gym. Some people don't like going to the gym, but that doesn't mean you won't have a transformation, whether you have a disease or not. And then we make your plan. So when we make your plan, we take all of this into consideration. So then you follow the plan. At once we only give you 1 week. So you follow it for a week, and then midweek you have WhatsApp support, etc. And then at the end of the week, we have a feedback call. On the feedback call, you're going to tell me your feedback of following the diet, because you followed it for 7 days now. And that's when, based on your feedback, I am going to teach you why things happened the way it happened. Like if you lost weight, if you feel lighter. And that knowledge transfer is important because now you will learn that, okay, because I did this, these are the changes I experienced. Like let's say because I didn't have coffee first thing in the morning, I had soaked nuts because of that. I feel lighter because my gut health improved. So this is a very small example of how I teach my clients everything I know, so that once you have learned this, next time you're going to make an informed decision. So these are the tiny aspects I do as a coach to make sure that my clients learn everything and become their own nutritionist. Because one more thing that I do in my program is I don't do marketing. I don't do any of that sort, because my clients are my marketing people.
Yes.
So word of mouth.
Results.
And word of mouth is how I get my clients. And if I don't teach my clients all this, if they don't have a good experience, or if they lose weight and gain it back, they're not going to do marketing for me, right? So I ensure in this way that they lose weight, they don't gain it back, they learn everything, they become their own nutritionist, and they don't come back to me or go to any other nutritionist. That's my plan, basically.
Wow, this is very beautiful. And so let's take this journey forward, and let's discuss that also. If someone is just graduated with any of the field, and he or she want to become a nutritionist,
Yes.
where should they start?
They should start by getting a bachelor's degree first, then a master's degree. And in so there are different fields. There's bachelor's in nutrition and dietetics, master's in nutrition and dietetics, and then there are so many diplomas you can do. Like after 11 years of doing my degrees, I am still doing diplomas. Because you have to understand, the gut is the least researched organ, and every year there's some new research coming on the gut, and every year you can learn it in the form of a diploma. So I just did one in 2025, and whatever I learn in the diplomas, I put it into the program. So my program upgrades every single year. So if you want to become an excellent nutritionist, this is the roadmap to follow. It's very easy to do. First you do your bachelor's, then you do your master's in nutrition and dietetics or a similar field. Sports nutrition is also a degree you can do for athletes. So, or you can do your bachelor's in nutrition and dietetics and master's, and then you can do a diploma in sports nutrition. And that's how you become a nutritionist.
Wow, this is good. And it is all about first learn and then apply and then take it to the next level. Yes.
Absolutely. A lot of places now also offer 1 or 2 year courses. But like if you want to become a licensed nutritionist, this is the roadmap. First, you need to get your degree and then you need to get your license. But if you just want to become a nutrition coach, which I do not advise because learn everything yourself. First, become a knowledge
Bank.
bank, become a
Yes.
knowledge powerhouse,
Okay.
and then you will be unstoppable.
Got it. So Nupur, we are almost at the end of our podcast, and this I was just thinking that you were doing very good in Pune, India, and then why Dubai? Why you shifted all your business to Dubai?
Yeah, so I mean, I never planned on it. When I took my business online during COVID, I just visited Dubai because I did my Ironman race here.
Iron Man. Okay.
So I've done 2 Ironman 70.3s in Dubai.
Okay.
And when I came to do those races, the second time when I did it, I was already living here. The first time when I came, I saw Dubai like not a tourist, and I fell in love. And because the culture, the infrastructure, the people, everything is so nice. Safety here is, I mean, brilliant. There's no other safer place on the planet. Because I live here and work here alone. My family is back in India. So that is also something I had to consider. And that's why I thought the next thing for me in life to progress my business, my personal growth is this move. And that's how I moved. I took the plunge. So the first one I took when I left my job, and the second one I took when I moved to Dubai. And by God's grace, it has been an amazing journey. So yeah, here I am today.
Great. So let's close our podcast with one question that means what is the one tip for anyone who is watching our podcast about health, nutrition? One last tip, Guru Mantra.
My guru mantra is very simple. If you're starting a fitness or a health journey or a diet or a exercise routine, don't start if you don't want to continue for the rest of your life. That's it. And this will make the change that you're looking for.
Thank you, Nupur. Thank you for coming on the show and sharing your insight, your career journey so openly and so authentically. Means a lot. Thank you.
Thanks so much for inviting me. I had so much fun on this podcast talking about my journey, and I hope this helps anyone who's looking for answers. And yeah, thanks again. Thanks a lot.